Would you believe me if I told you that there was a point in time when people were just kind of neutral about Sticker Star? No? Yeah, that makes sense. Sticker Star in recent years has sort of built up a reputation of infamy as the game that not only broke the Paper Mario series' hot streak for a lot of people, but also corrupted the future games in the series to, for some reason, specifically draw inspiration from it, despite its middling reception. Even back when the game first released, it was given mostly passable reviews, nothing outstanding like previous titles, but not awful per se. The game worked, had great music, and solid visuals for a 3DS game, but even at the time, reviewers noted its gameplay was bad. So it's strange to note that they gave the title 7s and even 8s for the most part. Was this just because it was Mario or something? To this day, I don't really get why it got scores like this despite the complaints reviewers listed for it. And yet, it's weird. I don't personally have a grudge against this game, unlike, well, some people I know.
Fuck this game!
Though I could probably chalk that up to my lack of prior experience with the series. I rented Thousand Year Door a few times when I was younger, but never got super far. I think I only got past chapter 2 or so before returning it, and then I never saw that rental copy again before having to buy my own copy years later. I owned Super, but I didn't finish that game until a few years back because I got stuck. Fuck, now that I think about it, the first Paper Mario I did finish was Sticker Star. Oops. But as I said, I don't hate this game. I just find it eh. Game looks nice, has great music to my surprise, but the gameplay loop falls apart once you really start picking at it. Despite claiming it's an RPG, your only means of attack, defense, and healing in battle are through one-use stickers. And once those are used, you have to either wander around and grab more from around the environment, thus wasting your time, or run all the way back to a specific store to grab the ones you actually want. Add to that a battle system that doesn't reward you with experience, meaning you don't get stronger from battles, you just get paid with money to get more stickers. Stickers that you can already get from all over the world, including special thing objects that can be turned into stickers, thus negating most of the reason to actually get into battles. Oops. The game also has a bizarre fascination with, to be frank, kind of obtuse puzzles where it just expects you to have an answer for whatever the hell it throws at you. Like, say, the boss of Chapter 3, where you're just expected to not only find a sponge, but know that it is required to finish that fight. Or the giant Cheep Cheep leading into Chapter 4, that can just decide to blow up and kill you if you don't kill it fast enough. Yeah, that's fair. Now, most of the puzzles aren't hard, just annoying, but if you don't know what the game is asking of you, it can take ages to figure out because it's not super clear and your single partner for the game, Kirsty, is useless. Or worse, the game is very specific on when you're allowed to solve a puzzle. Looking at you, bowling ball puzzle. That part of Chapter 3 where you can't finish the stage if you happen to be escorting someone at the time is just stupid. And to be fair, there are at least a couple of puzzles that are actually enjoyable. I actually really like the Enigma Mansion as it's very charming, has a variety of little mini puzzles that aren't overly complex, and gives you some fun characters to chat with. But then you realize that this is the first time in ages you actually saw interesting NPCs, and you get bored. Like I did. So yeah, the game is not so much a quirky RPG like its predecessors, so much as an obtuse puzzle game. One that these days is just a subject of either immense disappointment or anger.
For a Paper Mario game, there sure is a lot of Toads and not a lot of interesting characters like Goombella, Vivian, Koops, Lady Bo, and the list goes on and on.
Is the anger warranted? Yes. Honestly, I wish the follow-ups weren't just Sticker Star 2 and 2.5, and find it increasingly strange just how bizarrely consistently the dev team pulls from this game when working on newer Paper Mario titles. But is it really worth getting mad at so much that when the Mario RPG remake was announced, we heard
Mario RPGs aren't fucking shit anymore, yes!
Yeah, that's a bit much. The old games aren't gone. In fact, you can still get the original Paper Mario as part of the Switch Online expansion pack, as well as Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga on the same service. Those are excellent RPGs that are both readily available. And while I know some people are very clingy about Thousand Year Door getting some sort of re-release, the precursor to it is still a good time. But all this discourse and spitting fire discussing Sticker Star actually wound up reminding me of something. Would you believe if I told you that there's a game out there that does Sticker Star's gameplay system, but does it well?
What?
This isn't a joke, I'm serious.
You what?
And it's an MMO from Disney.
What? What? What?
So, who here has ever heard of a little game called ToonTown?
Big C, you're ready for ToonTown, an outrageous online game where battling evil cogs is only half the fun.
ToonTown, for the uninformed, was a 2003-era MMO from Disney that lasted up until 2013, 2 months before Sticker Star dropped. Wait a minute. The game was pretty simple and clear-cut, creating your own Toon character from a variety of animals, exploring the world of ToonTown, and fighting back against the evil that was cogs. Basically every plausible stereotype of the uptight, boring, and drab businessman, which is really ironic given that this was a Disney game. Being an early 2000s MMO that wasn't World of Warcraft, this game had a surprisingly long shelf life. 10 years is honestly a decent run for an MMO, and it helped that this game was a pretty charming, easy to get into title. Once you make your Toon character for the first time, you get a quick tutorial in-game where it sets up the premise. Toons rule and cogs drool, but oh no! The cogs are here to cause trouble, thus throwing you into combat. Combat in this game may seem familiar. You start off with 2 unique types of gags. Think of gags as this game's stickers. Stay with me here. You start off with throw and squirt gags. Throw gags tend to be stronger but have lower accuracy, while squirt are usually less powerful but more accurate. Battles play out in standard turn-based fashion with a party of up to 4 Toons going in order based on what gag type they have, sharing a turn if they use the same type. After all Toons have gone, the cogs have got a turn, assuming you haven't already made scrap iron out of them. Did you see it? Those little numbers and that bar for your gags? ToonTown has an experience system, but it's not for the player, it's for your gags. Meaning the more you use certain types of gags, the stronger they become. You can even level up said gags to unlock newer, stronger versions of the older gags. But as a way to balance this so you aren't reliant on the new things exclusively, you'll find you are only able to carry so many gags at a time, with your newer, stronger gags not letting you carry that many, while your weaker gags will actually allow you to carry more and more of them the more levels you get for said gag type. This right here is where I say ToonTown already succeeds where Sticker Star flounders. The inclusion of a level up system for your weapons gives an actual reason to want to get into more battles. As well, this game also lacks traditional experience points for the player. Getting into battles can help you test out new weapons and unlock stronger ones. You can even unlock new types of gags the further into the game you get, ranging from drop gags that fall from the sky for major damage but have low accuracy, lure gags that can pull cogs closer so they take extra damage, and trap gags that work in tandem with lure for massive damage. And as a way to encourage experimentation, you can't unlock all types of gags with one Toon, as you will always be one type short, encouraging you to play with others who have that type, or try another Toon out for yourself to get a feel for it. Now, one may be asking, if this gameplay system is really similar to Sticker Stars, then how do we replenish gags when we run out? Quite easy, actually. Just spend this game's currency, jelly beans, I love that, in the shop for whatever gags you need. All gags cost only 1 bean apiece, and you can carry a set amount of jelly beans at a time, while the rest are in storage at your house. Don't have any jelly beans? No problem! You can play minigames in the playgrounds to replenish and even overload on the stuff, with any that you can't carry getting sent back to your house. There's actually something fun to do in between refilling your gags, and with a healthy variety of minigames to play, players can spend hours doing just this if they wanted to. Adding on to this, ToonTown just oozes charm with how it presents itself. All of your attacks and tools are based off classic gags or cartoon punchlines, ranging from the old-fashioned pie in the face or squirting flour, falling anvils, blasting cogs with a foghorn, etc. Instead of health points or HP, Toons have LP or laugh points, and their health is restored by making them laugh. You only lose a fight if you run out of LP and thus become sad, getting sent back to one of the many playgrounds until you're able to recover at least 1 LP. Playgrounds act as a sort of hub for players, being a safe place from the cogs. All the playgrounds in the game are interconnected by a series of streets, all of which have cogs roaming the place. If for some reason you're looking to just avoid the cogs and make a mad dash between areas, it's pretty easy to. So long as you just take the sidewalk, cogs won't bother you at all, as they tend to stay on the road itself. Why? I guess they're machines so they view the road as more natural? No idea. Playgrounds and streets also offer you a chance to get Toon tasks, this game's take on quests. These can vary in terms of what they ask for, ranging from fetch quests around the area, delivering certain items, or destroying certain types of cogs. Cogs come in 4 different flavors, from boss bots and law bots to cash bots and sell bots, with a variety of different cogs within each type, scaling in height and size depending on how powerful they are. The bigger ones are much more dangerous, but only tend to show up in late game areas, or inside of buildings and HQs. These act as your sort of dungeons for ToonTown. Cogs on the street may periodically decide to take over a nearby building, barging in and replacing it with a drab and gray cog building, thus necessitating a band of Toons enter it and destroy it from the inside out. Buildings can be up to 5 floors in length and carry a number of battles in them, but offer pretty good rewards for clearing them out. Not only do you get a load of experience for your gags, but you even get extra for using them in higher floors. And as a neat little touch, a building you clear out will have a portrait of your Toon and any other allies that helped rescue the building, at least until the next time the building's taken over. Save enough buildings and you'll even get a star over your name. That's gotta mean something good, right? Now, HQs are a bit different. These are essentially the lairs for each of the cog types, and as a result are much more akin to dungeons than cog buildings. You and a team of up to 3 other Toons can raid and explore the interiors of these HQs, solve puzzles, avoid traps, and battle plenty of cogs as you work your way to the end. Survive all the battles and you'll find your reward to be a little different this time. Instead of just experience, you get part of a cog suit. While this does unfortunately necessitate revisiting the HQ a number of times, there is a good reason for that. Once you have enough parts to assemble a full suit, you can take part in the big HQ raids, which have a much larger amount of players involved. These are essentially the raid bosses for the game, where you and an ensemble of Toons work together to not only swarm a flurry of cogs, but even get to battle the big boss of each type. Be it the VP, CFO, Justice, or even CEO, these fights are much more engaged and require the players to work together to avoid the boss's attacks and take them down. Plus, if you aren't feeling up to doing cog raids, ToonTown has plenty of other things to offer. Minigames that I'd already mentioned are a glorious time waster that gets you plenty of beans, but there's also mini golf, though the game's early 2000s physics means things can get strange.
Maximum overdrive!
Kia!
That's not how physics works!
That is how it exists here. We're Toon physics. Kart racing, where you can even blow your beans on pimping out your new car. There's even fishing. Fishing ponds are everywhere in ToonTown, including hidden along just about every street, with a number of species and subspecies to catch, sell for beans, and use said beans to get better rods for better fish. You even have side activities you can do in your own private abode. Once you get there through the magic of whole technology, seriously, you can do gardening to essentially grow flowers or your own gags? No, I don't have any idea how that works. Have your own private fishing pond, decorate your house's interior, invite friends to play games, and even hang out with your pets, doodles. These little, I actually have no idea what they are your pets. You can purchase them in playgrounds and teach them tricks, and if they get good enough at said tricks, you can call on them in a pinch in battles to restore you and your allies' health. There's even little things, like any door you approach that doesn't connect to the inside of a building, it tells knock-knock jokes. And there's hundreds of these jokes, so you won't get repeats very often. All the fish you can catch are based off wordplay, be it literal nurse sharks, king crabs, or sillier things like peanut butter and jellyfish and seahorses. All the playgrounds you explore have special healing items scattered around that not only makes it easier to fill up your LP, but are unique to each area, like snowflakes in the Berg to music notes in Melodyland. And being an MMO, there's naturally lots and lots of cosmetics to get for your character, from hats and shirts to shorts, skirts, and shoes. These alongside items for your home, different character reactions and poses, and more can all be purchased from catalog for jelly beans, and there's always new stuff being shuffled around for what's in stock. After enough time working on your tasks, the game expands the amount you can carry up to 4, so you have much more to work with over time. Tasks provide a good curve for where the player should go to explore based on their current strength, and over time give you not only fast travels to other playgrounds, but can increase your health, your maximum jelly bean size, gag size, and more. The game is even courteous enough to let you know when certain tasks won't make you stronger, with those tasks being labeled as just for fun. Plus, if you really want to, there's nothing stopping you from simply going to other areas the tasks aren't guiding you toward to explore anyway. It's a lot riskier because those will have higher level cogs wandering around, but if you have friends or a lot of balls, there's nothing stopping you. Well, nothing but the servers going down. Sadly, ToonTown officially ceased operations in 2013, but devoted players said, no, it can't end like this. Thus, ToonTown Rewritten and other private fan servers were born. Now you can access this quirky little MMO without paying a dime to our Disney overlords. And I know some of you are in your anti-Disney phase. You know who you are. So you can't complain! Despite it being a free fan effort to keep the game alive, Rewritten surprisingly has just about everything the original game had, and then some. Sure, we had to take out the actual Disney characters because, well, duh. But even things like the doodles were carried over after the fans were able to rework their coding to be less laggy in the servers. Yep, the fan servers were so committed to keeping the game alive, they went so far as to improve where the game was lacking. Talk about awesome! And even better, if you don't have friends, the fans still have you covered. There's fan sites like ToonHQ dedicated to getting parties assembled for raids on buildings in the HQs, and they're shockingly fast. I've gotten parties formed for tasks in a matter of just a few minutes. It's honestly amazing. Really, there's not much else to say. ToonTown, despite seeming like a childish MMO, was actually pretty enjoyable. Despite its servers closing its doors... Oh fuck, almost 10 years ago? God, I'm getting old. The game is still alive through fan efforts and quite enjoyable. It's not the prettiest MMO, but being almost 20 years old, I'd say is a decent excuse. The music is nice and bouncy without getting too annoying, there's loads of activities to do outside of fighting cogs, and to my surprise, the battle system actually holds up pretty well. If you were like me and felt that Sticker Star's battle system was bad, but that it could work, play this game. Rewritten is completely free and always active, so join in, maybe invite some friends, and have a good time. Why get mad at a game for bad execution on its ideas when you can play a game that does those ideas well? Seems like an easy choice to me. What the? Yeah, what's up? What? Watch the Direct. Oh, right, there was a Nintendo Direct a few days ago, wasn't there? Alright, let's see what nonsense they concocted this time. I doubt it's going to be anything really useful to this, but maybe it'll be... Oh, there goes this video.